I have destroyed 5 units of enemy armored vehicles. The occupants were going to storm. We could already see the equipment. I hit 2 multi-purpose armored vehicles with the driver mechanic and the assault force inside. Before shooting, we remove the protective cover, make a shot, and hide in a safe place. Adrenaline, the great team, the opportunity to destroy the invaders is generally a thrill. Well, I would say my result is a record. I don't know if it's really a record or not. Indeed, they say that a record. I have destroyed 5 units of enemy armored vehicles. It's 1 tank and 4 multiple-purpose armored vehicles with the assault force inside. It happens very accidentally. Especially the first assault was very sudden. We were in the dugout and we were informed in the morning, guys, get ready quickly, the invaders are preparing the assault. We could already see the enemy's equipment. We took a Javelin ready to fire, ammunition, and run 600 meters downhill. Well, it's at least 10 minutes. It was the start of the morning, let's say. The gray has passed. It was already a bright morning. We took 3 missiles with us. I was carrying the Javelin. Everyone took 1 missile. First time I was nervous because the enemy was just in 300 meters from our infantry in the village. I knew I had to fire immediately because the enemy was getting closer and closer. My main goal was to hit them while moving. If you hit moving vehicles, you wipe out the driver and troops inside. If they've stopped and troops are out, our infantry will have to take a fight. In best case, I'd only destroy the vehicle and driver. Luckily, I got them on the move. Pretty proud of that. When the rocket launches, it's such a great feeling. Javelin's principle is fire and forget, but I really wanted to watch the missile's flight. When it hit, I felt, like, I have covered our guys, they will be alive, thank God. That's a Javelin missile. Its flight effective firing range from 50 meters for direct shots. In top attack mode, it's from 150 meters, with a homing head. It's easy to use. Even if you lose a sight of the aim, it'll find the target in any masked place. Styrofoam is for protection, prevents impact. It can be set up or laid down, preferably laid. There is a 127mm caliber missile inside. It can pierce 600-800mm of armor, including tanks. It has a cooling mechanism. After activation, wait 30 seconds to cool down. Remove the protective cover before firing. Here's a laser-guided missile inside. You shoot and forget. This is just the missile. It comes with a launcher, without which you can't fire. We load the rockets, open the safety, attach the launcher, connect it, align the grooves, and click it in. We lift it onto our shoulder. Here's the launch unit. We support the missile with our shoulder. To target enemy equipment, we adjust the missile up or down. Then we operate the launch unit. We lock onto the target, fire, and take cover. It takes about 1.5–2 minutes to engage enemy equipment. Then a massive assault took place. 7 multi-purpose armored vehicles attacked. We weren't warned beforehand about the incoming assault. Suddenly, while we were resting in the dugout, drinking tea, our commander told by walkie-talkie, "Guys, we're under assault." The day I hit 2 armored vehicles. Later we worked at our infantry position. We had an excellent firing line close to the enemy. From there, I hit a tank and a multi-purpose armored vehicles during the assault. It all happened in one day, and it was intense. They tried to catch us off guard. We used to face enemy assaults at 3–8 a.m. in that interval. But that attack took place at 5 p.m. It was a sunny clear day. It was rather quiet, like the shelling wasn't too intense. When the infantry yelled at me to run to the firing line because a tank was coming. We focused on the tank, responded very effectively, and I yelled to my mate, "Give me the second missile," and he's like, "For what? There's no one else." I said, "Bro, I'm telling you, I Tank never assaults alone. And he handed me the missile reluctantly. I readied it, but didn't activate it yet, just observed. Sure enough, just about 5 minutes later, the enemy armored vehicle with the troops started moving, and they were hit very successfully. It's a real thrill for me. It's a real thrill, especially when you're firing at dawn or dusk. You can clearly see how the missile flies because the fuel burns off from behind. You see how it goes up and then attacks the armor from above. This scene brings such a pleasure. I love how it burns, blazes. Your task is simply to spot enemy armored vehicles. If it's a tank, you mainly aim for the back or the side of the vehicle. But an experienced tank operator will never show you its back. Even when going away, they reverse to protect the most vulnerable part of the tank. Here we have our infantry fighting vehicle, but let's pretend it's the target. To engage it, we aim for the side. This is the most effective point of impact, or the front. With FPVs, it doesn't really matter where you shoot. If it was a tank, the side is the best spot to engage. The side armor is the weakest, and any anti-tank missile will penetrate the 600-800 mm of armor there. We have rockets to destroy and penetrate such armor, so it will be most effective to strike it from the side. Why do they use such vehicles for assaults? Because they are much lighter than tanks, and tanks can transport many troops. About 11 or 12 soldiers can go inside this FPV. Plus more can ride on top of it. You know, they do not care if they are own infantrymen. They may realize not all of them will come to their destination, but maybe at least 2 or 3 out or 20 will get to the point. And this is an acceptable option for them. We mainly use such vehicles at night and most often for medevac, as they are the safest way to transport the wounded. And if you need to get closer to the front line, to the infantry, there are such vehicles are used to protect the lives of our guys. My main task is not only to destroy enemy vehicles, but to provide medical care. We usually work on armored vehicles, specifically on the M113, like the one behind me. We use it for medevac, or more precisely, case evac operations. Evacuations mostly happened at night, into the dark. Daytime evacs are possible if critical, as our command decides. Drones operate 24/7 in all weather conditions. You won't go unnoticed. The enemy target medics destroy vehicles and our crews. No medics means wounded may not survive till next evac. Medics are high-value targets for the enemy. We had a case on this rotation. We were told a soldier was wounded for 3 days on the front line. We couldn't evacuate him due to heavy shelling, 24/7. He had shrapnel injuries, a ruptured artery, and severe hypothermia from blood loss. You go on a case evac not knowing the condition of the person you'll be handed. It was a bit unsettling, but we prepared. We went with a driver, moved fast and loaded him in 30 seconds. Then we go on. He had hypothermia, so we warmed him with a blanket as best we could on the way. Luckily, he was conscious. Thank God we gave the needed help in time. This armored vehicle is the American M113. This model is often used for case evac and medevac. It's very reliable, maneuverable, and fast. It works in any weather and can navigate through swamps without getting stuck. The wounded can count on the medevac team to arrive on time and pick them up. Its main drawback is the loud noise it makes at high speeds, which can be heard from far away. Once a mortar shrapnel hit a soldier directly to the head. I ran to him about 20 meters from my position. When I got there, he only took 2 breaths before the death. Connect. On the line. Our position got hit. We got 200. The first week was hard. It was hard because you realize you couldn't help him at all, even if you were right there beside him. But medic must always keep a cool head and a clear mind. Don't get emotional or panic when rushing to the wounded. You assess injuries on the go. Approaching them, you know exactly what to do. I wouldn't help them. I've got my reasons. My first comrade who helped me to stop the first attack was shot dead by the Russians in this dugout a few weeks later. So I've got a personal score to settle, I could say. I wouldn't help them. We've got plenty of pause for exchanges already. The Russians just don't want to take them back. A medic carries limited meds to the front. If many are wounded, it only lasts about 10 days. No point wasting needed meds on a wounded invaders. You might take the last one to him now, but in 5 minutes your guy could be wounded. What would I do then? My guys' lives are more valuable for me than those occupants. I got drafted. Honestly, I was nervous because I never served in the army. I didn't even know what a rifle was like. But I always said that if I will be given a summons, I'd go. I got my draft notice on my birthday, April 25th. 2 days for medical checkout, and on the 3rd day I was already in our brigade. The sergeant called me that evening and said, "We're going to the range, no medic in our platoon." So we talked in over and decided you'd be our medic. He asked if I am not against that. I thought for maybe 5 seconds. I said I didn't mind. Next day at the unit they're laughing, saying, "Do you know why we chose you?" "Because you're big," they said. "If you know medicine, you can help yourself and survive, because we can't carry you out," they joked. Girls love big guys because they know if you have a belly, you have money for food. During war, weight matters, but it's not a huge deal. In the army, what's key is having balls of steel and character. If you lack character, you've got no chance here. There's no need for any complexes here. We all came here from civilian life unprepared. Luckily, I'm in a unit with experienced battle-ready guys. Nobody's scared. When we need to take position, we do. When we need to repel attack, we do. There is absolutely no fear. Sam, what anti-tank weapons do we have? We get nothing. What should I say? We have 4 options in front of us. There are Milan, Raptor, NLAW, and Javelin. Let's start with Milan. This system works with a wire-guided mechanism. A wire follows adjusting the blades. The operator must stay on the launcher and guide the target. Its drawback: foliage can deflect the missile, causing a miss. It has excellent penetration power. Range 2 kilometers, piercing 1 meter of armor. If aimed well, it can go right through a tank. Next we have the Raptor system. The Raptor uses a laser sight. This system has a range of 2.5 kilometers. It also has a thermal imaging device. A missile is loaded here. It's about the same diameter, 107 mm caliber. The missile is guided by these flywheels. The operator sits behind, adjusting the missile. Next, we have the NLAW. It's a Swedish-British system. NLAW is also a great weapon, but its range is quite limited. It's effective from 20 to 600 meters. It has 2 sights, an optical one and a regular one. The regular sight works for short distances. You keep it aimed until the missile hits. Once locked on, the target can't escape, even behind a hill. It works well, similar to the Javelin. Javelin operates the same way, fire and forget. But its range is 2,500 meters. This one's a wire-guided system. It uses laser guidance, NLAW uses magnetic guidance. It locks on heated metal, triggering a magnetic fuse over the target. I'm not bragging after I've had some good hits. After the second assault, we had a really interesting and pleasant moment. The commander orders, "Guys, turn around, you can go." And we calmly returned to the dugout. When we were in the dugout, he called and thanked us. The main thing I remember from his words is our infantry is all safe and unarmed. So we fully completed our task. Honestly, I'm already thinking about it now. What will I do after the war ends? No ideas. Honestly, because no civilian job will be anything like what I'm doing now. Adrenaline, great team, lots of action, it's a total thrill. Some get very anxious, some might get PTSD after the first shelling, panicking, wanting out. It depends on what I said at the start of our talk. What's the main thing in the army? Steel balls and character. Above all, someone who'll support you not just when things are good, but in tough times too. Someone who won't turn their back on you, but will always be with you. That's what I want.